Assalamualaikum Prof and all our fellow friends. Today, we are Group 1 will be presenting the role of auditing and regulatory environment.
Hi, I am Nurul Amira.
Hi, I am Nurul Ashikin.
Hi, I am Mazni Irdayu.
Hi, I am Ruhaya.
Hi, I am Nabila Ridwan.
Hi, I am Nur Adila.
MIA bylaw amended as at 20 May 2020. On MIA bylaw, it consists of professional ethic, conduct and practice are made by the Council of the Malaysian Institute of Accountants. On the MIA bylaw have a two part, which is part A and part B. As you can see on the screen, that part A consists of 5 subparts and part B has two subparts. However, today we will just focus on part A, which is MIA bylaw complying with a Code of Fundamental Principle and Conceptual Framework. It was divided into 3 sections, Section 100, Section 110 and Section 120.
ISIS Berhad conducting interview for internal audit positions. A few candidates were invited to join the interview sessions.
Hi everyone. My name is Mazni Irdayu. I am an account manager for this company.
Okay, Assalamualaikum everyone. I'm Ruhaya and I am an internal audit manager for this company. So thank you for coming for today's interview session. First of all, kindly introduce yourself and your background.
Okay, hi, my name is Nur Adila. I am from KL and I am a fresh graduate in Master in Forensic Accounting from ABX University.
Hi everyone, my name is Nabila Ridwan. I am from Selangor. I'm a fresh graduate in Master in Forensic Accounting from BHD University.
Hi everyone, I'm Nurul Amira. I'm from Putrajaya. I am fresh graduate in Master in Forensic Accounting from the Lulu University.
Hi everyone, my name is Nurul Ashikin. I am from Kajang. I am fresh graduate in Master in Forensic Accounting and I am from Flora University.
Thank you everyone for the introduction. So I think all of you are fresh graduate and I think you are aware about the demand of auditing. Can each of you or one of you wanted to explain to me the criteria of demanding of audit?
From my understanding, the criteria that creates the demand for auditing is a conflict of interest between the preparer of the information and also the user. This situation may also cause the information to be biased. For example, the manager is allowed to choose the method, the method to extend and the timing of the reporting. This may make the information not really reliable. And the second criteria is to increase the quality of their decision making, while investors need reliable and complete information. The audit function will also add credibility of the underlying information, and as a consequence, users may rely more on the information and make more accurate decisions.
From my view, complexity of the reporting process may also increase the risk of unintentional error due to the lack knowledge of the preparer. Furthermore, the average user of financial information might have no knowledge to fully understand the financial report, as they might unable to detect possible intentional or unintentional error. Therefore, the auditor is hired to provide user an assessment of the quality of the information. My another view is to prevent users from directly auditing their own financial statement. Due to this restriction, users must rely on a third party, which is the audit firm, to assist them in assessing the quality of financial information, to accept the quality of the financial data in good faith.
Thank you both of you for the explanations on demand of auditing. Next, can anyone briefly explain for audit professions?
As I know, there are three audit professions, which are internal auditor, external auditor, and forensic auditor. For internal auditor, they are the company employees who can issue their findings in any type of report format. They will provide advice and other consulting assistance to the employees. They are also examine issue related to company business practice and risk. They also will be responsible to the management. Example for the internal auditor is for the company that comply with ISO 9001, one of the requirement is to conduct internal audit. So the internal auditor have to be among the company employee itself. For example, the employee from the from production department is being an auditor to audit the procurement department. For external auditor, they work for an outside audit firm. They must use specific format for their audit opinion and management letter. They will examine the financial record and issue an opinion regarding the financial statements of the company. They are responsible to the shareholders. So for the another one is the forensic auditor that work for financial information services which the professional forensic accounting firms will offer. Usually the company that require for legal purpose. The report that forensic auditor issues serve for court purpose. They must possess strong analytical skill which are crucial in conducting an analytical review on financial transaction. And also they are responsible to bring out the evidence of investigation to the court.
Adila, can you explain for complying with the code?
A professional accountant shall comply to the code. MIA by law created as guideline to the member of the firm that include the standard of professional ethics and professional conducts in order to deliver the good services to the employees, clients, the authorities, and also the public. While the requirement in the code designated with letter R impose an obligation, while the application material designated with letter A provide context explanation to suggest for action or matter to be considered. Illustration and other guidance relevant to a proper understanding of the code.
Okay, thank you Adila for the explanation. So what about the MIA by law fundamental principle? Can you tell me in a details, Nabila?
It consists of 5 fundamental principles, which are integrity, objectivity, professional competence and due care, confidentiality, and professional behavior. Integrity means that the auditor needs to be straightforward and honest in all professional and business relationships. While to have an objectivity means auditor must not compromise professional or business judgment because of bias, conflict interest, and under the influence of others. I give you some example. For example, David is a coach of the national soccer team, and he also has a son playing in the team. His son desperately wants to be the first 11 players. So as a coach, he needs to only choose the best players to play with his rival team. Well, we can say that maybe his son is not that best players, so he can't be biased, and so the objectivity that is applied in this case is he should only choose the best players. So David should avoid making any decision that could lead to any conflict of interest. So in this situation, he can just ask his assistants to make all the huge decisions on behalf of the team. The next one would be the professional competence and due care. As an auditor, we should maintain a professional knowledge skill at the level required to ensure that a client receives a competent professional service. Okay, for example, the best treatment to treat disease B used to be drug A. So since the past 3 years, the research indicates that drugs A has numerous side effects. And then subsequent research has been done, and it turns out that drug B and drug C were found to be better cure to treat the disease. To make it worse, the doctor has a patient who is diagnosed with beta disease and prescribed the patient with drug A. So how does this principle apply to this case? First, in terms of professional knowledge, she or he, the doctor, should have attended any courses or any trainings for these newly discovered treatments. And by not doing so, the doctor failed to maintain the professional knowledge. Secondly, in the term of diligently, the doctor is neglecting her treatments by not prescribing to the patients with the correct meds. And also, she should refer the patient to the other doctors who is now specialized in treating the disease. Okay, the next principle is confidentiality. An auditor must obey the rules of confidentiality of information required as a result of professional and business relationship. Last but not least is auditors should maintain a professional behavior to comply with relevant laws and regulations and to avoid any conduct that the professional account know or should know that might discredit the profession.
Good explanation, Nabila. Thank you for your explanation.
Sorry for interruption. There is actually one case can conclude in fundamental principle, which is on case Transmal Group, right? Where on this case there are mentioning of accounting standard with allegation that its revenue and profit had been materially overstated as far back in year 2004. This case was arise because of failing to adhere the deadline in submitting audit annual account for year and 2006 to Bursa Malaysia for the public release, which it will lead to the breach the listing requirement pertaining to timely and accurate disclosure of financial information. We can see there is no integrity where some pertinent information was not communicated to BOD. Their internal control are not immediately highlighted to the BOD upon being alerted by the auditor. It shows that fail in fiduciary duty to alert the BOD on the warning raised. Other than that, the auditor of Transmal, which is Deloitte and Touch, failed to detect the material error in 2004 and 5, had cast double on the auditor competence and due care. Supposedly, the function of auditor is to evaluate the overall financial statement presentation and to ensure that they prepare in accordance with statutory requirement. After check closely, we can conclude that with no fundamental principle applied to our current job or position, it will lead us to have a bad behavior and act as non-professional accountant.
Okay, very impressive, Ashikin. Okay, how about Amira? Can you briefly explain the conceptual framework?
Okay, from my knowledge, there are 5 compliance with the fundamental principle, which is there are self-interest threat, self-review threat, advocacy threat, familiarity threat, and intermediating threat.
Can you explain in detail?
Yes, the self-interest threat is a threat that a financial or other income will inappropriately influence a professional accountancy judgment or behavior. Next, self-review threat is a threat that a professional accountant will not appropriately evaluate the result
of a previous judgment mode. And then next for the third trait is the advocacy trait, whereby in the advocacy trait is the trait that a professional accountant will promote a client or employing organization position to the point that the accountant objectivity is compromised. For the fourth trait, which is a familiarity trait, that due to a long or close relationship within a client or employing organization, a professional accountant will be too sympathetic to their interests or too accepting of their work.
Okay, Ashikin, did you know how to evaluate all the threats that been mentioned by Amira?
Yes, there are a few methods such as to implement a good corporate governance policy and to ensure an auditor have a good educational and to provide necessary training and experience as a requirement for the position. Also, must to ensure that an organization have effective complaint system. The threat can also be eliminated by reducing an acceptable level. There are also cases that we can see, for example, Transma Group Berhad, where they are the family threat due to the Deloitte and Touch are quoting Transma with the quite lower than other auditor. Maybe it was one of the strategy to continue secure in the company since there are many auditor company out there, or maybe they want to continue secure in auditing assignment from Transma. So, to applying the safeguards, supposedly Transma Group should change the auditor within 3 to 4 years once instead of maintaining the auditor too long due to the company could make a profit more probably.
Thank you, Ashkin. Amira, have you heard about ISSPIA and ACFE?
Yes, but I have a limited knowledge on that. Maybe Miss can explain more details regarding the ISPIA or ACFE to us?
Oh, I see. Never mind. We will enhance you all on the similarities between ISSPIA and ACFE. Yes. For the ISSPIA, it's promote an ethical culture in the profession of internal audit. It was a necessary and appropriate for the professions of internal audit cause can be the trust placed in its objective, assurance about governance, risk management, and control. For the ACFE, it's using the CFE code of professional standard for certified member only. And the term fraud examinations, it means assignment or engagements, substantial purpose of which involve the preventions, detections, investigations or resolutions of fraud or fraud related.
Did you guys understand on what Miss Roya explained? I hope you have some idea what is ISSPIA and also ASFE. So because I also wanted to share to you guys the fundamental principle of the ASFE. Okay, so first of all, I would like to explain about the integrity and also the objectivity. The integrity and the objectivity according to ASFE is auditor should disclose any conflict of interest of their potential client or the employee because they need to maintain their objectivity of their professional responsibility in the scope of fraud examination. Okay, and second is a confidentiality. So every auditor should keep the information of their client by themselves, and if they are wanted to share the information to the third party, they should have the authority by the client or the court order. If not, the auditor will breach the code of ethics. Second is a competency, professional competency. Okay, usually for like you guys is a fresh, so we as a manager need to know what kind of task that you have to do because the competency means the auditor should assign the assignment or the task on their skill. If the auditor do not have a competency, so the task will be delayed and they have no effectiveness in the working perspective. Okay. Second, the professional due care. The professional due care means every auditor should use their intelligence and the professional skepticism when they delivery their service or when they do their works. So for example, if you guys are master right in forensic, so you need to use their master and your knowledge when the task is given. Okay, that was a professional due care. And lastly, the communication of the auditor and the employee or the client. The communication means as an auditor, we need to explain to the client or employee clearly what is our expectation. For example, if an auditor, we need to explain to the client what is the issue that we find, what is the finding, or how can it happen. That and the words that we going to explain to the client should be clear and be understanding by the client also. Okay, so Miss Waya, I think you could explain the fundamental principle of ISSPIA.
Sure. Thank you, Mazni Irdayu. ISSPIA consists of 4 fundamental principles. The first is integrity, same as other definition that shall perform the work with honesty, diligence and responsibility. Also observe the law and make disclosure by the law and professions. Second, objectivity. Auditor shall exhibit the highest level of objectivity in gathering, evaluating and communicating information about the activity or process being examined. In order to maintain the confidentiality, they must respect the value and ownership of information they are received and do not disclose informations without appropriate authority unless there is a legal or professional's obligations to do so. Last but not least, auditor should be competency by applying knowledge, skills and experience needed in the perform of internal audit service.
Alright, I guess that's all for today. Do you have any question before we end this meeting? Alright then.
Okay. So thank you for your time and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for being with us until to the end of our presentations. We hope that you all will gain any additional information from our presentations. So until now, thank you and have a good day.